Hello and welcome to the Geomastic channel. In today's lesson we're going to perform two basic geometric constructions using only a straight edge and a compass. If you have these tools and would like to follow along with me, you can print off the worksheet link down in the description of this video. Just hit the pause button and I will wait right here for you. Okay, so first let's go over our tools here. So we have our straight edge, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a tool for creating straight lines. You can think of it as just like a ruler with no markings. Obviously I've got markings on this ruler, but we're not measuring anything. We're just creating straight lines with this. And the next thing we have is our compass, which is a tool for creating circles and parts of circles called arcs. So you have a pointer side and you have a marking side where the pointer stays stationary and the marking side can turn freely to create those arcs and circles. Okay, so let's get to it. So our first task is to construct what we call a perpendicular bisector of a segment. Okay, so a perpendicular bisector is just a line that divides a segment into two congruent segments and then we'll cross that segment at a right angle. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to create a segment to bisect. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a straight line. We're going to put endpoints so it is a segment. Then what we want to do is we want to cut that segment in half. And we want the line that we draw that cuts the segment in half to be perpendicular to that segment. So we want to cross it at its 90 or at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to take our compass. We're going to set it to where if we set one point on an end point, that our marking portion is going to be a little bit over where the halfway point would be. So where the midpoint of that segment would be, I want my marking side to be just past that. So if the midpoint's around right here, you can see my marking side of my compass is a little bit over. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to put one point on the end point, and I'm going to make an arc to where it goes above and below the segment. So make a good arc here. So above and below. Like so. And I'm not going to change the distance of my compass. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I've got my stab point here on the end point. And I'm going to mark to where it intersects my first arc. Both sides, like so. Okay. So once I have those two arcs, you can see I've got two intersection points. I'm going to mark those right here. Okay, so those two intersection points are 2 points that are on the perpendicular bisector of my original segment. So I'm going to put some letters here. So I'm going to call that point A, call that point B. So I've got segment AB. Put these 2 points as X and Y. Now I'm going to connect my dots, X and Y. So my perpendicular bisector goes through those 2 points, X and Y, right there. And this point right here, I call it point M. Okay, because we've bisected that segment, point M is going to be the midpoint of segment AB. I know that segment AM is congruent to segment BM, and the intersection is going to be a right angle. Okay, so XY is the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Okay, that's it for that one. Okay, next let's construct what we call an angle bisector. Okay, so to construct an angle bisector, the first thing that we need is an angle. Now this, you can do an acute angle, you can make an obtuse angle, right angle, doesn't matter at all. So there's the vertex of our angle. We're going to do an acute angle here. Okay, so let's say point R, Q, S. Okay, so to construct an angle bisector, which again just means we're going to bisect this angle or cut this angle in half, meaning we're going to draw a ray going from that vertex point Q into the interior of this angle to where it's going to cut it into two congruent angles. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place our pointer on the vertex of the angle. So that's point Q. And we're going to put an arc that goes through the two rays of that angle. Okay. So when we do that, we're going to have two intersection points. I'm just going to put them right there. Okay, these two intersection points are where we're going to next. So I've not changed the distance on my compass here. I'm going to keep that same setting. What we're going to do now is we're going to put the pointer on each of these 2 points that we've created. We're going to go out to the interior of the angle. We're just going to put a little arc out here. Then we're going to move the pointer to the other point that we've created. Again, same compass setting. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to intersect those 2 arcs. Okay, so once I have my 2 arcs out here in the interior of the angle, where they intersect, I'm going to put a point. I'm going to call that point T. Then finally, I'm going to connect the vertex point Q with the point T that we have just constructed. And we're going to go right through. Okay, so the ray QT, that is the bisector of angle RQS. And again, what that just means is that angle RQT, this angle here, and angle SQT, this angle here, those 2 angles are going to be congruent. Okay, we cut that angle into 2 congruent angles, bisected the angle. Okay, so that is how to construct a perpendicular segment bisector and an angle bisector using a straight edge and a compass. So give a thumbs up if this was helpful for you, and subscribe to the Geomestic channel for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.